Hello everyone and welcome to Lost in the Reel. Today I'm going to be talking about the new British B-movie horror flick Unwelcome. After watching Cocaine Bear, I was in the mood for another silly creature feature, and I had a screener for Unwelcome, so I figured that would do the trick. And I was very taken aback that a film about little demented leprechaun-like creatures who live in a mythical forest ended up being so damn serious. At least at first. Unwelcome follows young couple Maya and Jamie, who find out that they are finally going to have a baby. But during a brutal break-in at their London flat, their lives are forever altered. And so they end up moving to the rural Ireland countryside for some peace and quiet. Their transition begins smoothly enough, besides their family friend telling them they must leave out raw liver every night to appease the murderous redcaps who live in the surrounding forest. They don't believe a word the woman says, but they decide to leave out the liver anyway. But when the couple brings a shady family into their home to help fix their roof, their lives begin to fall apart again, and the hungry creatures will not stay hidden for long. As I said before, the film takes itself quite seriously, starting from the very beginning. The first 10 minutes or so set the stage with tension and a disturbing attack that had me a bit confused at what type of horror movie I was actually watching. But luckily, the production value is first rate, and the acting from John-Kamen, Douglas Booth, character actor Colm Meaney, and even Game of Thrones Hodor Christian Nairn is far better than you would expect from this kind of genre fare. So even though I was confused, I was hesitantly on board. Unwelcome really takes its time building up its characters, setting, and overall atmosphere. You get to know some of the townsfolk at the pub, see the inner workings of this couple and their journey of healing from their trauma, and then are introduced to this troublesome family whose patriarch demands to be called daddy by the couple. The sheer anxiety of this father and his three awful kids starting to take over Maya and Jamie's home really gets under your skin and keeps the tension palpable throughout. You really begin to fear for the two leads and also feel their pain as they seem to never be able to catch a break. One of my main issues here is that the filmmakers take way too much time setting up this side of the story that the promise of these devilish little creatures causing mayhem all seems forgotten for quite a long period of screen time. It's not until the hour mark that the creatures finally start to make an appearance, and I feel that was a huge missed opportunity. Because once these redcaps start their murdering spree, everything I was hoping Unwelcome would be comes to fruition. The film takes a complete 180 and transitions into a gratuitously gory, utterly ludicrous, and joyously campy B-movie. It's all held together with some delightful practical effects and puppet work that harkens back to the creature features from the 80s. Though I do think the design for these nasty little goblins could have been a little bit more inspired, they are still serviceable enough that it doesn't feel cheap. I just wish that Unwelcome had a little better handle on its tonal shifts. I appreciate that the filmmakers wanted this to be elevated genre fare, and it does feel that way, but the first two acts feel more like a grim, raw, Straw Dogs type thriller, and then the last act feels like a ridiculous, over-the-top, balls-to-the-wall, R-rated homage to Gremlins. And I have to admit, I did enjoy both sides, but it does come off like two completely different films that are not cohesive in any way. I think if director John Wright and co-screenwriter Mark Stay had introduced their creatures a little bit earlier, this problem might not have been so apparent. Even so, I ended up having a lot of fun with Unwelcome. It's not reinventing the wheel in any way, but it brings a nice twist to the genre with its Irish folklore and unexpectedly solid production values. I really recommend that even if you're not digging it at first, to give it some patience, because I think if you're able to look past its glaring tonal issues, gorehounds and fans of campy B-movie horror alike will end up being wholly satisfied by Unwelcome's final act. Thank you so much for watching Lost in the Reel. What are your thoughts on Unwelcome? Are you a fan of B-movie creature features like this? And what is your favorite film in this subgenre? Sound off in the comment section down below. And until next time, my friends, take care.